is, I'm sorry. First of all, I didn't add myself to the stream. I'm sorry about that, YouTube. Anyway, here we are. We're back. Um, what I have seen happen is, and what we've coached people to do is now we introduce the bridal party all at once. So we say, "Welcome everybody to the reception of the year. You guys give it a big round of applause for our bridal party." And they come in, and there's this massive, like, huge fanfare because the reception is lit. Everybody's in there. It's super fun. And so the energy is super high. And then we introduce the couple to the audience, and it's really, really cool. Like, then the energy is super high. You're introduced as the couple, and now we're in it. And now energy is really high. And we introduce you guys, and boom, it's just like setting the tone for the night is that first level of the introduction. So again, I can't recommend this more. Like, introduce your bridal party all at once so that it's this massive fanfare of energy, and then be introduced as the couple. And again, it shortens that time so that attention span can kind of hang in there, right? All right. So next is what you want to move into, and what we recommend to people is going straight into first dances. So we always recommend you come into that fanfare, the videographer, the photographer, they're all kind of focused on that intro, and they don't have to move around that much to capture the dance floor, because it's likely that they're around the dance floor at that time anyway. So they're in position, they can just jump right into getting the shots for the dances. And so that's what we recommend, that you jump in, you come in, you do your first dance right away. We intro you, we say, "Hey, welcome this wonderful couple onto the dance floor. Let's give them a round of applause." Again, we're keeping the energy moving. That's huge when it comes to wedding receptions, is keeping energy high. You have to have it. And so we move into first dances, and then right after that, we do the next set of dances that are there. So if the bride is dancing with her dad or her mom, or if it's a groom dancing with dad or mom or whoever, if it's a special person, maybe you've had, you don't have your mom or your dad there, or it's a different person than that. We always recommend that those special dances are done right after that first dance. Okay. And that the reason why is because it just allows your guests to just take a breath of fresh air, to know that they don't have to be nervous. Like, whatever's coming next, these formalities have been knocked out at the beginning. And now there's just this like relaxing thing that happens with the guest. I can't really explain it, you guys. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's just this sort of like exhale, that part is done. And you as the couple, like, your stress is like super low now too, because you've knocked out the biggest bulk of what that intro looks like. And so you've come in, you've done your dances, we're done with that. And then you just open up what's next, and that's usually dinner. Okay. So then dinner is served. If you're doing buffet, then that is going to take some time. Depending on how many guests you have at the wedding, that buffet piece, it could take 30 minutes, it could take 45 minutes, depending on how fast, things begin to move. So next we announce that you go into that part. you know, with plated dinners, things begin, it happens a lot faster. So you can kind of set yourself up for about 30 to 45 minutes if it's plated dinner, because the servers are just bringing that around. And so we recommend that we move to that. Then we always recommend to our couples, like, hey, after you've eaten, get up, um, do your do your thing, begin to mingle, begin to move around, say hi to Aunt Sally, say hi to cousin, whatever, and just make your mingling happen during that latter part of dinner, and try your best to be done within about 20 minutes. Don't spend like hours at each table, like begin to move around. So what that does is it just creates this idea that there's something happening, like things are beginning to just really, stay consistently moving forward. There's not a lot of dead time. We begin, we play music, like there's a lot going on there. And so that's really helpful. Then next is this, is that we cut cake when people are about 3/4 of the way done with their meal. Okay. So you want to plan this out. You don't want to just like elongate dinner. You want to make sure that you are, you know, moving things forward. Again, you don't want a lot of dead time. So what we always recommend is you cut your cake at about 3/4 of the way through dinner. All right. So the DJ announces that, or the MC announces that. And then what that does, you guys, is it gives this next thing is like there's a click in people's head of like, oh, we're moving on to the next part of the reception. And so that's what the cake cutting helps with. It just kind of clicks in people's minds to like move people forward. Okay. And so once that happens, we then ask that you do speeches next. Why? Two reasons. One is it's a natural thing for you to finish cake and then sort of move to your head table. And then it also allows your servers and your team that's cutting that cake for you or distributing that cake for you to go ahead and have the time to do that. And so we move into toasts immediately after cutting cake so that you give yourself, depending on how long toasts take, 10 to 12 minutes of time to cut that cake and distribute it to your guests. Okay. I'm going to take some water. Y'all, I've been talking like all morning. I've done like 4 YouTube videos and like Zoom calls and stuff. So I apologize. I'm going to pause this real quick to take a breath. All right. We're back. TikTok. My bad. Okay. So you do speeches next. You're at speeches now. And so here's what we've done. We've done intro. We did first dances next. We did dinner. For those of you joining late, we did dinner. We're doing cake cut with about 3/4 of the way through dinner. And now we're into speeches. And what that does, you guys, is it just keeps your night moving forward. You don't want a bunch of dead time. Again, you're moving this reception forward. Why? Energy level has to stay high or your dance floor is going to suck. I'm telling you right now. We do this all the time. I'm telling you, energy has to stay high. There can't be dead time, or your dance part or your reception is going to suck. Okay. All right. So you do your speeches, and then you guys, right after speeches, you get everybody cake. I mean, this cake situation lasts maybe 5 to 7 minutes. And then your DJ must announce that the dance floor is going to open. Okay. This is something that we didn't do for the longest time at the beginning of Ozark Mixes days, where we would just kind of turn the music up, flip the lights, and just expect people to get on the dance floor. It just doesn't work that way anymore. So, like, the best way to do that is to go ahead and announce, hey, everybody in this room, we are going to dance the night away. I promise. We're going to get going in the next couple of minutes. Make sure you eat your cake. I'm going to hit these lights, turn this music up, and we're going to have the party of our life. Something like that. So that's where you kind of move things forward. And then two things left, you guys. We're going to keep moving. So dancing during your reception should never last more than 2.5 hours. Y'all, I love mixing. I love it. I love everything about it. I love the dancing portion of weddings. It's like what we live for as DJs. But y'all, a 3-hour wedding DJ set is just too long. It just is. It doesn't matter how many songs, how much people love it. It's just too long. So I love the like hour 45 to 2.5 hour range. And here's why is because it allows us to just quick mix. It allows us to kind of go from, traditional stuff, usually in the beginning, to more like, party stuff in the middle, all ages kind of party. And then you finish with just your bangers, and then you get people out of there, and it's just super hype. You leave people wanting more versus this uber long thing where guests start to leave and they get tired, and it just like, don't do it. So an hour and a half to 2.5 hours is literally max. 3 hours is just too much for a wedding reception. But here's a tip for you. Like, maybe you do want to dance a long time and you've got a lot of friends that are in town from out of town. And so basically what I would recommend at that point is that you do a shorter reception and then plan an after party at, the hotel, and tell the DJ to, come over there. Maybe they have different setups, or you just have your own, your own little throw your own party. But that's just what I recommend. It just trust me, like, it's just never a good idea to go 3 hours at your wedding reception. It's really hard. It's hard on the DJ. It never ends up being the best that you want it to be, because it's just going to die out. People are going to get tired, especially if there's alcohol involved. Like, it's just, people are going to get tired, man. I mean, they can't go 3 hours after they've been going already for 2.5 to 3 hours. And so finally, my last piece of advice is just, again, because you've done this shorter sort of reception, my idea for you is that you would do a final dance as a couple by yourself in this like super fun, intimate space. And so we usher everybody out after we've danced our, butts off, and we usher everybody out. We play some beautiful music for you. And you dance together just to kind of commemorate the moment, commemorate the day, think about the day. It's just these beautiful moments. I love that part. We ask everybody to leave, even us as DJs. We hit the track and we back out. We take off through the side door or something, and we let you guys enjoy your night together by yourself. And then finally, you exit to all your friends because they're still there, because you didn't wear them out, because you've done a good job of keeping your timeline short, succinct, and moving forward. So because you've done that, you have a lot of people there to that you exit to with the sparkler exit, or whatever you have planned. So I just think that's amazing. That's what works for the timelines that we're dealing with all the time, and hopefully that's going to work for you. So let's recap. Here we go. So decide how long your pictures are going to take. I just recommend 30 to 45 minutes max. Get going, do the intros all together. Make sure your bridal party intro is all together, not this separate thing. Then secondly, just you're coming in with a lot of energy, go straight into first dances, then eat 3/4 of the way through dinner, cut your cake. Then right after you cut your cake, do your toasts. While you're doing toast, pass out, make sure everybody has cake. That way, right after toast or during toast, people can eat, they can have their sugar. Then the DJ announces a perfect, hey, we're jumping on the dance floor right now. Let's do this thing. You dance for at maximum 2.5 hours. Then you're out. Then everybody's out. You guys do a private dance together. Then you exit to all your friends and family, and you have had the night of your life. Y'all, my name is Russ Collins. I would love to be the DJ for you, our team here in Northwest Arkansas. We would love to DJ your wedding. Reach out to us. We offer photo booths as well. This is our second time being on TikTok Live, being on YouTube Live. We're going to keep going every single Tuesday, giving you guys as many wedding tips as humanly possible. We love weddings around here. We love what we do. And if we can help you, we absolutely want to. So y'all have a wonderful afternoon. We'll see you next week. Later, guys.